The Altra Lone Peak 4.5s. Could this be Altra's best trail runner yet? Or did they drop the ball on this version? Well, today I have the 4.0s and the new 4.5s. Let's take a closer look at the differences between these two versions. I'd like to first preface this video by saying that I am not a hardcore runner by any means. I am a backpacker and a hiker who also trail runs a little bit to stay in shape for backpacking and tackling FKTs. So this is my 6th pair of Altra running shoes. I am approaching about 2,000 miles combined with those 6 pairs of shoes. I started out in the Altra 3.0s, Lone Peak 3.0s. I didn't get the 3.5s, and then I went to the 4.0s, and then into 2 pairs of the Temp 1.5s, and now currently the 4.5s. Now this is not going to be a full-on review, only a first look or first impressions video, because I only have 50 miles on these. I only have owned these for about 2 weeks. So just getting them broken a little bit, and so far I am very happy with them. And the main thing I want to do today is just compare the differences between the 4.0s and the 4.5s. So I started out in Keen hiking boots when I first began backpacking 3.5 years ago, and I was always getting sweaty feet. These things just trap the moisture in, and my feet sweat like crazy. Probably because they were waterproof shoes. Your feet don't breathe in those, and I guess I just assumed I would need the support of boots with a higher ankle support on them. But after having a couple miserable trips of sweaty, soggy feet, I decided to try out trail runners, and I went directly to Altra just because of the foot-shaped toe box, so your feet can splay in there, and they're breathable and not waterproof. So that's what I was looking for. That is one of the things that appeals to me about the Lone Peaks. So if you are teetering on whether to have waterproof shoes or trail runners that are not waterproof, I would highly recommend going with something like this that can drain quickly and dry out quickly on the trail after they've become wet. Now, in certain situations, especially winter hiking, there's a place for waterproof hiking boots. But in the other 3 seasons of hiking, in my opinion, trail runners are the way to go. And the 4.5s have not disappointed so far. First off, let's take a quick look at the overall shoe compared to the 4.0. They still have the exact same tread pattern on the bottom. I don't see anything different about it whatsoever. The stone guard is still there as well. They still have the toe box, the foot-shaped toe box that they're known for, which is so comfortable. And they also have the gator trap system with the hook in the front and the Velcro in the back. The only thing different on this version is they did away with the side hooks that the 4.0 had, which in my opinion was never needed unless you really wanted to lock down your gator if you used Altra gaiters on their shoes. I use the Dirty Girl gaiters, which don't have a side attachment, so I never used it anyway. I only needed the front and the back attachment. Now on the front attachment they have beefed it up slightly. The material's a little thicker. The ring or the hook in here seems to stay in place better. On the 4.0s, the material is chintzy and thin, and the hook would just spin in the loop, and that drove me crazy. The other big difference that I notice about the 4.5s is the rigidity of the heel cup area. The drain ports on the 4.0s, there's a lot more of it there, which causes the heel area to not be as sturdy, not as supportive. It kind of slides and slops around a little bit. So there's definitely more rigidity and support there in the heel cup on the 4.5s. There's still a drain port there, it's just a smaller one on each side. And the heel cup has a slightly bigger angle to it, so it really locks your heel in good. And the material is slightly thinner on the newer version, the 4.5s, compared to the 4s. The materials, the padding's a little thicker back here, which I liked. I thought it was the perfect amount. For some reason they did away with the thickness of it and it is slightly thinner, but in my opinion it is still a good amount. It feels very comfortable on my foot. So Overall, in the whole shoe, I just feel like there's more support there. I didn't like the 4s just because I felt like my foot was really sloppy inside the shoe, and not because it was too wide for my foot, mainly just because there's just not a lot of support there. There's so much material for the breathability and for draining water that it just took away from some of the support of the shoe, and I would feel like my foot was kind of sliding around, slopping around inside the shoe. They definitely have addressed that in the 4.5s, and there's more rigidity and stiffness. Part of that is due to not having a lot of miles on these shoes yet, but I believe overall there's just a little more stiffness and rigidity and support to the 4.5. Another change on the 4.5 is there's dual straps in the back. This is a thin material. It's a single little pull strap there. This is a thicker material, kind of the same material as the shoe is made of. I'm not sure what the point of the bottom one is. I can't get my finger through there. It seems like it serves no purpose to me, but this loop's even a little bit smaller, but that's one difference. They both still have the same little flap of rubber in the back there. A lot of people hate that. It doesn't bother me. I've never had an issue with it flipping mud up on me or causing any kind of problems. Another small change to the 4.5 is the insole. There's holes peppered throughout the insole on the 4.0 for maybe better breathability or drainage of water, I'm not sure. Did away with it on the 4.5, and the padding is slightly thicker, I think. I like it. It feels good. One of the issues with Altra shoes that I have dealt with in every pair I've owned is the toe cap rubber peeling away from the shoe. Now, I don't know if they've addressed it on the 4.5s, time will tell, but so far so good. Maybe they've changed their glue, I don't know, but hopefully that one stays attached better. It doesn't really pose a problem unless it peeled on down further, but that's about the extent of it on all my shoes. Just a little bit of peel away, not real bad. Obviously, there's a little different lacing system. There's this strip that comes up over the laces on the 4.5, and it's not on the 4.0. I'm happy with the lacing system. It doesn't seem a lot different to me than the 4.0s. It feels about the same, but supposedly it's supposed to be a better secure lacing system. So I also own 2 pairs of Temp 1.5s that have close to 500 miles on each pair. And the problem with the Temps, even though they do have a higher stack height and there's a little more cushion there, which I really liked, they just always would rip right in this area here where the toes flex on the shoe. They just don't have the durability in the front of the shoe material there like the Lone Peaks do. So that is the main advantage to the Lone Peaks over the Temp 1.5s, in my opinion. Now, even my 4s that have 400 or 500 miles on them, I'm guessing, they almost look brand new. I mean, they've been through the washer, that's why they're so clean, but there are no rips or tears anywhere on the 4s. The perfect shoe, in my opinion, would be everything about the Lone Peak 4.5 put into the stack height of a Temp 1.5, because I love the thicker cushioning and stack height of the 1.5. So I tried on the Temp 2.0s and I could not stand them. They fit me so tight around the midfoot. It's like they took away some of the material trying to cut the weight on the shoe or something, but they were so snug right here over the midfoot. Now, some people with very skinny feet, slender feet, thickness wise, might love the 2.0s, but they did not work out for me. So glad I went with the 4.5s. This is going to be my trail shoe for spring of 2020. Can't wait to put some more miles on these, and hopefully I can get back with you guys with a full-on review once I get a couple hundred miles on these bad boys. All right, that is my first impression of the Lone Peak 4.5s. Hopefully this has been helpful for some of you who may be thinking about getting into trail runners, and more specifically the Lone Peak 4.5s. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'm Jason Wish, wishing you a great time on your next adventure.